Yo, what is good people? Nicky B here with a brand new video. Now just before we start, I just want to say this is your last chance to put your names down for Kimber. So email me at nmpproductions@outlook.com for more details. So today we head back to the Peak District, to a place attached by name at least to one of my other visits in the area. Robin Hood's Cave, which is situated at Stanage Edge, which also happens to be a very popular place for climbing and hiking. Now, as you'll see here, it's not a million miles away from Robin Hood Stride, so check out my video if you haven't on that already. Now let's take a little look at the LiDAR, shall we? And now hopefully you can make out that ridge that extends from the top to the bottom, and this is where the actual cave itself is located. And now, like I said, this is a popular climbing place and a hiking place, but I wonder how many of these people actually know of this cave. And as usual, we're going to look at some old OS maps on the area. Now you should be able to make out Robin Hood's Cave in the middle here. The bit that confuses me a little here is how it's on there from a map from the 1885 to the 1900 period, but then if we look at the more detailed map from 1892 to 1914, there's no mention of the place. Now, like I say, it's confusing to me, as the second map is usually a lot more detailed. Well, it has been for me up until this point anyway. And yeah, if we look at an older, later map from the period between 1937 to 1961, we can see it's there again. So yeah, it just has me wondering why it doesn't appear on that one map. And that is my go-to map in times like this. Going forward in my videos, I'm also going to be using this map from the BGS, which is the British Geological Survey, as a reference to the type of rocks we will encounter in the areas. And as you can see, just from this area alone, we have at least 5 different types of rock formation. And yeah, I'm also going to be using this map to show you why I don't believe these rock formations are man-made, in the sense of them being poured or printed. And when you see the coverage just in the UK alone, I hope you will come to the same conclusion as me as well. So moving on to some info on this place, and as you can see, not a lot actually exists on this place, which makes my job a little bit harder, but it won't stop me from showing you this place either way. Now, it's one of the few times I've come across a place quite well known with so little information attached. And yeah, this is the sort of scenery you'll be met with if you visit the Peak District, and this place in particular. And now it's a pretty awesome place, and it's full of things like I'm about to show you. And this is the main feature here, the ridge line I showed you on the LiDAR earlier, and the reason for this place being popular with climbers. And this bit here was my main focus and the reason for this visit. Hopefully you can make out the cave a little in these pictures. And now this is below, so it can be a little bit tricky to actually make it out. So now we're on top of the ridge, walking towards where the cave is located. And I'm just including this so you can see the beautiful views, and also what you are met with atop of this ridge. And for this little bit of footage, I'm actually going to shut up and let you hear the wind we were dealing with here. So imagine, if you will, the time, the effort and the resources to pour or print this one bridge out. I'm joking, of course. And now I don't know how it all formed, but I'm pretty confident when I say it isn't all man-made and or fabricated, whatever you want to call it. It's not like this is a little place, like a little piece sticking out. It stretches for miles, and hopefully you can see how high up we are. So this reach is quite high up in comparison to the rest of the area. And so here we are, quite a small opening, which leads down to the main purpose of this video, Robin Hood's cave. Now it's quite easy to miss it as well, but the phone signal here is actually surprisingly good, so you should be able to use the maps to pinpoint its actual location. And yeah, it's also quite slippery underfoot, so wear suitable footwear if any of you decide to visit this place. And look at me, sounding like a proper tour guide now. And yeah, as I said, the views are awesome, and it's a well-known climbing spot. So let's have a look outside, and it appears to be the only place here with a ledge big enough. So it seems fitting that this is where we find the actual cave. Now you'll have to excuse me as I manoeuvre around the rockfall here, which there seems to be quite a lot of. And so yeah, this bit caught my eye. Now it's almost like someone had carved into the rock face and exposed this. Now it had me a little stumped at the time, and I do have a theory on what it is, but it would just be a theory at the moment, so I'll leave it there. So you should be able to see the large rockfall here. Well, that's what I'm describing it as anyway. Now, some might say it's being destroyed, but people with common sense will tell you that it's just a rockfall. So here we are at the actual cave itself, and you should be able to make out where the windows and the doors have been carved and where they would have been at one point. Now this isn't the biggest place that I've seen, but obviously due to the rockfall here, I'd say at one time it was certainly a lot bigger than it is now. What gets me more about this place is the lack of info and history on it. Now it's named after a legend that may or may not have existed. So let's just say Robin Hood is real. Why would this place of all places be named after him? I mean, it's over 25 miles away from where he supposedly lived in Sherwood Forest. Now, I say at the start it's not the only place named after him around here either. And I get that 25 miles isn't mega, but it's still some distance. It's not like it's down the road so we could come and go as he pleased. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't real and he didn't have a chunk of land he roamed around, because like most other things, no one around at those times actually lived today, so all we have to go by is a narrative. A narrative which says things could be legend, or there could be truth to it. Well, the more I visit and research these places, and see legend after legend pop up, maybe, just maybe, these legends are indeed facts. And if that is the case, we need to look at every other myth and legend out there, no matter how far-fetched they might seem, and question it, and just see how much truth there is to it as well. I just want to say, my videos aren't here to tell you what things are and what they aren't. I'm simply sharing my findings, and I'm hopefully having you go away asking more questions and seeking the truth to things that just don't make sense. I mean, yeah, I do get that some things that do have easy explanations, but the majority of things just have me searching for more. So yeah, like I say, I hope you go away from my videos seeing things you might not get to see otherwise, and also going away asking questions. Now again, anybody wanting to come to Kimber, send me an email so I know for definite, because it's less than a week away now. We are looking at doing it this Saturday, Sunday, depending on when my video actually releases. As always, I've been Nicky B, and until next time.